seguirte durante mucho tiempo. Por cierto, los boletos para WrestleMania ya están a la venta. Yo que ustedes para la
Hello everybody, welcome to the El Sadar Stadium in Pamplona for our penultimate game of Matchday 6 in the Liga EA Sports. An interesting game, well-balanced tie between the home side Osasuna and Elche. Elche promoted last season from the Liga High promotion, who have been, has to be said up to the moment, the revelation of the season. The only team along with Real Madrid and Football Club Barcelona who are unbeaten this season. However, they face Osasuna, who have won both of their games in front of their fans. So, something has probably got to give tonight. What's it going to be? Well, I'm Paul Giblin, I'm joined by Mr. Dermot Ledworth, and we'll be talking you through what promises to be a tense and well-balanced 90 minutes football in this wonderfully redeveloped El Sadar Stadium. Dermot, close one.
Yes, it should be a close game, and it looks like a great scene. The stadium's filling up, and both sets of fans, Osasuna and Elche, you would expect both clubs to be further down the bottom of the league, battling against relegation as the season goes on. But they're not at the moment. They're Osasuna, as you say, very good at home and great in this stadium, which traditionally has a great atmosphere, and the fans really roar their side on. So we'll see what the atmosphere does for them tonight. They haven't conceded a goal, as you say, at home, and Elche, who haven't lost yet this season and are playing very good football and can move into fourth position tonight with a victory.
Exactly, they're currently 7th in the table, the side coached by Eder Sarabia, 7th with 9 points. They would move up, as you say, into the top 4. With a win, Osasuna, they're 13th on 9 points. They would also take a big leap up with their classifications. Just waiting for the two teams to come out. Lots of changes, we'll just advance that. Lots of changes for Elche. Osasuna, just a bit of retweaking by the coach Alessio Lisi, who's obviously had to make one change after Rossier was sent off at the weekend in their defeat away to Villarreal. It's a 7:30 kickoff local time here in Pamplona. And we've still got the fan cameras in action. So really well redeveloped the job in El Sadar. 23,000 just over making it into the stadium. Also saw a few Elche supporters here in the preliminaries to the match. Okay, and here come the players onto the pitch. So we have got another game tonight later on, which is Football Club Barcelona, who are away to Oviedo, another recently promoted side.
The game's coming thick and fast now in LaLiga EA Sports, and yeah, as you say, changes for both teams as injuries and suspensions start to hit teams and start to even itself out, and the clubs with the bigger squads obviously will be able to cope more with those kind of things.
So there's the Elche contingent.
They must be over the moon with how the season has started.
Yeah, just a quickie before we get going though. Not one away from home yet this season, Elche, and here's a stat for you, Dermot. They've not won in El Sadar. Obviously they're not played every season. They've not won in this ground in 65 years.
Well, there you go, 65 years of pain in El Sadar for Elche. But what a night it would be for them to come away with 3 points and move into fourth position.
Exactly, the two coaches, Alessio Lisi, who did a brilliant job at Mirandes over the last couple of seasons. Here is the team he's putting out: Sergio Herrera in goal, 3 central defenders, Jorge Arando, Catena and Boyomo. Wing-backs, Moy Gomez, Lucas Toro, Moncayola in midfield, and Iker Benito. Ante Bodimir leading the attack. Bretones on the far on the left, and keep an eye on the youngster Victor Munoz, signed from Real Madrid this summer. We already saw half of his fan club in the stands as well a bit earlier. Our referee is Mr. Adrian Cordero. Ebro, where Alessio Lisi coached for 2 years, taking so close to taking Mirandes to the top flight. By the way, our assistant referees are Israel Barcena and Judith Romano. Okay, for Elche, Iñaki Peña in goal. Across the back, Hector Ford, Victor Chus, Diaby, Petro and Alvaro Núñez. I'm not sure if Núñez will be on the right, actually. Febas, Aguado, Diang, from a West Brom player in the middle. Up front, Alvaro, tall and quick, and André da Silva, Portuguese forward, well-travelled. Did really, really well in his spells at Eintracht Frankfurt.
And the player to watch for Elche, I think, is Alex Febas, who's played every minute of the season so far for the team.
Aymar Oroz there, one of Osasuna's key playmakers. He's having to sit this one out through injury, and they suffered a loss. Surprise, just before kick-off, when Ruben Garcia had to drop out of the squad due to personal reasons. And it's going to be Elche to get the ball rolling. Moving from left to right, and your screens in their very attractive green and white shirts. I have to say, I do like that horizontal stripe. And, well, let's see how this goes. It should be a bit of a contrast of styles, Dermot.
Well, I saw Elche win very easily against a very weak Levante team, it has to be said, at home a couple of weeks ago, and they were very patient. Build up, play, good possession football they played, and patient, as I said, all night, and picked Levante off with a couple of good goals. And was very impressed with the way Elche played and the way they've started. So we'll see if they can continue with that form.
Exactly, they are one of the teams that actually has the highest possession and passing numbers in the league. In fact, in their last game against Oviedo, they had 62% of the ball, and I think very positive for them is they've won both of their matches against the teams that came up from the Liga high promotion with them, beating Oviedo 1-0, and as you say, that 2-0 victory against Levante. There's lots of changes today. Chus, Bambo, Diaby, Petro, all in the starting 11, along with Hector Fort on loan from Barcelona. Just looking there is Núñez playing on the right with Fort playing almost certainly on the left.
I was saying, player to watch out for, Alex Febas. Started at Real Madrid as a youth team player, played most of his career in the second division, but proving himself in the top league as well. A lot of these players coming up with Elche, getting their first crack at the top tier in Spain, LaLiga, EA Sports, and something to prove for them as well, obviously.
Another player with someone to prove is the goalkeeper Iñaki Peña on loan from Barcelona. Obviously, a little bit surplus to requirements after Joan Garcia's signing, Chesney signing his new contract. But he does get the chance for game time. He's now looks as if he's won that starting jersey ahead of Matias Dituro. Sarabia, son of one of the great Spanish players of the 80s, Manu Sarabia. It's a decent delivery in there. Still got to clear this one, Elche, but Abel Bretones sees that one out for a throw-in, which he himself is going to take. And that's a free kick. Alvaro going down there. Have a bit of a setback. Sometimes success can be your own worst enemy, and they're without basically one of the players who's been one of the revelations for them this season, Elche. The revelation in the revelation, the young midfielder Rodrigo Mendoza, who has been called into the Spain squad for the Under-20 World Cup. Same as Getafe have lost Liso, their forward, to that tournament. In many ways, you've got a good argument to be a little bit miffed if someone isn't very well and they're going to miss possibly a month of competition for an Under-20 World Cup.
Well, it's like the African nations as well, which is coming up later this year. Teams are going to lose players to that at a very crucial part of the season as well.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you sign an African player, you know that might happen to you. In this case, it's someone who's come up through the ranks.
Yeah, penalised for playing youth and getting them up to a good position early on in their careers. You can hear the atmosphere in El Sadar building up. They're getting behind them from behind the goal to the right there.
Good pressure there from Osasuna to win the ball back. As we say, Elche do like to pass the ball around in defence. They take the time and then they're quite happy to, if they need to, send it long. And they've got the two forwards today, Alvaro and Andres Silva. And they've also got Rafa Mir, top scorer at the moment, with 3 goals, ready to come off the bench.
And we've already seen balls into the box from Osasuna, who we think will play in a quicker game and try and get balls into the box early. Pressure Elche that way.
Moncayola there to Enzo Boyomo. Decent battling there in the middle of the park for Elche, although once again losing out. So sort of looking sprightly in these opening moments. There, Budimir doing well. Looking for that little back flick as Moy Gomez tried to run onto it.
Yeah, certainly the home team have had the brightest start and playing the game in the Elche half of the pitch so far.
With Lucas Toro. Let's get Moy Gomez involved. It's clipped in looking for Budimir. But Iñaki Peña makes the claim.
Again, those early balls into the box. Going to be a feature we think of Osasuna's game. Ball coming in from Iga Benito on the right and Abel Bretones on the left-hand side.
And it's Bretones winning that header. That's with Moncayola playing some swift little passing. Osasuna. There's Moy. Back after injury, Moy Gomez. They say they're without Aymar, Roth and Rosier, suspended former Leganés defender who got 2 yellow cards in their defeat against Villarreal at the weekend, although, has to be said, they did lead in that game for quite a long while. Budimir scoring a penalty.
Elche just struggling to get on the ball at all at the moment for a team that enjoys a lot of possession.
There's Diang, Grady Diangana, as West Brom fans may remember him as. And Bambo Diaby, another player with a decent curriculum, well, a longish curriculum in England. Played for, so he's got a good knowledge of the M62, as you said. He's played for Barnsley, Preston and Sheffield Wednesday. Oh, that's careless. A bit lucky to get away with that one. And then Moy Gomez working back, wins the free kick. Febas who committed the challenge. I don't think he saw Moy coming almost, but he was a wee bit late. And Eder Sarabia does also provide pretty constant entertainment on the touchline. I suspect the most active coach, I think is the word I'm going to use.
I think it's always good to see a coach who has plenty to say on the sidelines. Whether the players are listening half the time is a different matter.
Nunez back to Peña. The thing is, he has changed nearly all of his defence today, bringing in Ford, Petro, Diaby and Victor Schust. Also Diang and Macaguado starting. Obviously these midweek matches are difficult for teams that have just come on. Maybe not got quite such a deep squad, but Osasuna winning possession again.
Well, it's only Osasuna who are showing any kind of attacking intent so far.
Again, using the full width of the pitch, looking to move from side to side. There's Moncayola. Lucas Toro. Not the midfield defensive linchpin, I think I want to say Toro. Picked up 3 yellow cards already this season. When you consider this is only match day number 6, is pretty good going. Charge down as Nado looks to clear. Well, he goes up for a goal kick, which Sergio Herrera will take. Bit of space here for Toro again. Hernado. Look for that ball down the channel. Buddy made as well to use his body. Moy Gomez also busy. It's in their home games, they've won 1-0 against Valencia and 2-0 against Rayo Osasuna. That is an absolute screamer to open the scoring. My word, well, we said that Victor Munoz looked a bit special, and that is more than a bit special.
He picked the ball up very deep and nobody challenged. He had space, he moved quickly and curled a beautiful ball into the top right-hand corner. He puts his hand over his mouth as if he's not quite sure what he's just done, but that's a great goal and a great start for the home team.
Yeah, Victor Munoz, signed from Real Madrid this season. Yeah, I'll tell you what, that's a shirt for Ruben Garcia to sort of celebrate with him. Now, we said it was for personal reasons he wasn't playing. I get the feeling it's something a little bit, something sad's probably happened in his family without knowing, but dedicating that goal to his teammate, Ruben Garcia.
He shifted the ball beautifully onto his right foot as the defender, Victor Chuster, was, who came towards him, but there wasn't any real intent to make a challenge from the defender. He had so much space.
I mean, and that doesn't go into the back of the net, that basically goes into the side of the net. Unstoppable for Iñaki Peña. 1-0 to Osasuna.
Yeah, we said it was an impressive start from the home team, and there's the cherry on top. Early goal. We'll see how Elche can react.
That's first ball really for Sergio Herrera. Player with a long career at Osasuna, now joined in 2017. Eder Sarabia, something to think about. We're still saying, true to their intent of trying to pass the ball around Elche. I just wonder if maybe all those defensive changes are just going to affect their rhythm somewhat. However,
well, Osasuna already give the ball away. Just going to say, Osasuna haven't conceded too many goals, even in the games they've lost. Only conceded 4 in 5 games, none at home in the 2 games that they've won. So they're going to be hard to break down from here on in.
Yeah, exactly. Elche had only conceded 4 before that. I think another thing about Osasuna is they've not lost, even though they've lost a couple of matches, they've not lost by more than 1 goal. So the defeats have been narrow. It's given away again. Cut out by Febas. And here's Diaby. Nunez makes the overlap. It's not a bad ball. There's a chance there for Hector Fort coming forward. The Barcelona loanee, probably more comfortable playing on the right. And he has played on the left, I think, at Barcelona as well when needed. Okay, Diaby again. Out to Álvaro Núñez. Product of the Lezama youth system in just outside Bilbao. That's Diang. Elche looking to build. Osasuna quite happy to try and keep the shape. And now look to counter-attack again, and it's that man Victor Munoz. This time he overruns it. And Diaby plays it out wide. It's recovered quickly, though, by the home side. And Boyomo.
Well, we've seen Elche get a bit more of the ball since they went to go behind.
Another throw for Osasuna. So, by the way, got Barcelona in Oviedo after this and that. Then the next round, Matchday 7, kicks off tomorrow night. Girona against Espanyol, Catalan derby.
Girona need points from that one, and Espanyol going well at the top.
Quite impressed by them in Valencia with their 2-2 draw against Valencia. I thought they played really well, even though they dropped a couple of points at home. Another free kick. Here's Leo Petro, former Saint-Etienne player, joining in the summer, 28 years old.
A little bit naive there, the way he was completely all over Victor Munoz. And this is a dangerous position here for Osasuna.
Moncayola to take it. It's a decent delivery as well. That's right over Iñaki Peña. Goes great picking, and that could so easily have been 2-0. Toro couldn't keep his header down.
Well, it was a dangerous position. The ball, the keeper misjudged it, I think. He came and then wasn't anywhere near it, really.
As they say in Spain, he va por uvas. He went picking grapes. And it is the middle of the grape picking season as well. Well, maybe the harvest's already in. It's that time of year, isn't it? The leaves are turning a little bit golden. Here we are in the community of Navarra.
Grape wine region in itself.
Very good region. Played on there as Moy Gomez looks up and sort of says, come on.
A long trip for those few Elche fans who have gone up to Pamplona. Good 7-8 hours in a car, that would be.
Probably even longer by train. Yeah, you got to say, they were there welcoming their team off the bus. Here's Diang looking to make something happen. Battling there with Erando. 93, I think, Jorge Erando. Left-sided central defender.
Thought he had a claim for a free kick there. Diang
got him a little bit
shoved off the ball there.
I think Eder Sarabia agrees with you there, Dermot.
You see them given for a lot less all over the pitch.
Yep. Eder, by the way, let's be honest, he probably picked up his love of the passing style in his long years as assistant with Quique Setién before sort of breaking off on his own to coach Andorra. He was reasonably successful with getting them promoted to the second division. And he kept them up the first year, didn't he? And then they went down the year after. I don't think he made it to the end of that campaign. Once again, Diaby. And good pressure from Osasuna. Lucas Toro putting the shift in, as is Victor Munoz. And they've got right among them, haven't they? Osasuna trying to disrupt the...
From the first minute, really, we said it was the side who made by far the better start, played the game in the Elche half. They've got the reward with that early goal. Great goal it was.
Bambo Diaby goes down and the challenge from Moy Gomez. Once again, the pressure forcing a little mistake. Toro plays it to Moncayola.
Bit of a stalwart now at Osasuna, John Moncayola.
Yeah, over 200 league, over 200 appearances now for the club. Here he is again. He's also played in several roles, hasn't he? Central midfield, right side of midfield. He's even spent half a season playing as a right back. Nice ball there, opening it up for Boyomo, who in turn feeds Benito right across the face of goal, and that touch from Breton is just a little bit long.
And again, we see Osasuna's idea of getting the ball into the box as quickly as possible, causing trouble in that Elche defence, which doesn't look very comfortable at all.
Yeah, and Iker Benito, number 2, playing a sort of a right wing back. Finally getting his chance in the first team on a regular basis under Alessio Lisi, who, let's not forget, was his coach last season when he was on loan at Mirandés. There's Bambo. Then we're trying to show how the Osasuna wing-backs are basically balancing the pressure there. You saw Bretones push forward while Benito stayed a bit deeper. 20 minutes gone, 1-0 that goal. Wonderful goal from Victor Munoz, giving Osasuna a 1-0 lead at home to Elche.
Elche just having trouble getting the ball up to the two up top, Alvaro Rodriguez and Andre Silva. Seeing very little of the ball, feeding on scraps really.
That's one for Alvaro to try and chase down. Goes back to Herrera. Little flick. And again, and if Munoz gets onto this, he could be through. Well, he's had to go a little bit wide, but he's still got Budimir in the middle. Looking to take on Hector Fort. And needed a good save. Which indeed it got. Iñaki Peña responding well.
Well, he had the chance to shoot with his left foot, and if he curled one in with his left to go with the one that he scored with his right foot earlier, it would have been quite a pair of goals. But he checked back, went back onto his right foot, got the shot away and forced a save from the keeper. But he's looking fast and dangerous, the youngster.
Does well, and in the end it was Moy Gomez who didn't quite get the contact he was looking for. I think the deal that took Munoz to Osasuna is another one of those that Real Madrid do quite often with players who've shone in the B team. They'll sell them, but they'll retain a buyback clause. So if he has a good season and his price clearly goes up, they'll buy him back at a certain price and then look to sell him on again as a profit. That's a bit careless from Moncayola. De Jong. Nunez. Once again, it's that man, Victor Munoz. The referee has given Osasuna the free kick. Yes, he did make 2 first-team appearances for Real Madrid.
Well, certainly if they have that clause to get him back and potentially sell on again, or keep him and get him into the first team squad at any stage, I'm sure they'll be watching him tonight, Real Madrid, and fairly impressed with what they've seen so far.
Referee's having a little word with Eder Sarabia. The problem is for someone like Victor Munoz, if you're at Real Madrid and you look at the players in front of you, who's going to be playing in the sort of place he's playing in? You've got Rodrigo, you've got Vinicius, you've got Mbappe, you've got Bellingham, you've got Raheem. Hendrick's not even getting a sniff. So, you know, probably your best move is to go elsewhere to get first-team football. Trying to just push the defensive liner forward a little bit there, Elche. That's a little flick again from Budimir, and a good challenge in defence. Toro, again, just reacts to a little bit faster, Budimir, than the Elche defenders. He trips over his own feet. He's again Victor to Moncayola. Toro, surrounded by green and white shirts. Once again, Osasuna pressing high, pressing hard, and in the case of Abel Brotons, grabbing a bit of shirt. It's Victor Just who made that challenge, another player who actually came through the Real Madrid youth system. Went to Cadiz on a very similar deal, perhaps didn't quite shine at Cadiz as was hoped. It's actually on loan at Elche from Cadiz. Currently doing pretty well in the second division.
Yes, another player who was very highly thought of in the Real Madrid youth system, Victor Just.
Just done a free kick for Elche as Boyomo is a little over-enthusiastic on that challenge, and Uch catches Andre da Silva on the foot. They asked him after the game in Sevilla, because when he was at Real Sociedad previously, he's always been known as Andre Silva. And then he said, why is it Andre da Silva? And he said, well, really, that's my name. I've just not used it.
He just thought it was easier to go with Andre Silva. Yeah, I mean, we do see a lot of variations of names in La Liga.
The problem tends to be with nicknames, doesn't it? That's what complicates life for you.
Well, there's Grady Diangana tonight on our team sheet as Diang, and with Diang on the back of his shirt.
New club, fresh start, there you go. Once again, Budimir doing a decent job. Okay. Budimir curls it in. And Lucas Toro gets there first.
Budimir is showing the two Elche forwards what to do, working on very little but making the most of the balls he gets. The Croatian.
It's hard to believe he's 34, isn't it? I mean, the mobility, as in the way that they did with Joselu a couple of years ago.
I was just thinking as well, like Joselu, who did very well. Scored goals at the back end of his career for Real Madrid.
That's better. It's just run out though. Little sign there of what they're capable of. As Petro pushed forward.
We've seen very little though from Elche, very little spark at the moment. They haven't really created anything to trouble. Sergio Herrera in the Osasuna goal.
He's not had to make a save, really, has he? Peña. Sends it long. Easy though for Bernardo.
Osasuna just quicker to the second ball every time they're gaining possession. Winning possession back so easily.
And the first booking of the game goes for John Moncayola. Obviously resting the defender David Affengruber today, who's been has been ever present so far for Sarabia's side. Player who makes the most interceptions in the league, the Austrian. Usually plays at the heart of the defence.
Yeah, as you say, 3 games in a week and a bit of squad rotation going on.
Iker Benito does well. Looks to get into the area in the end. It's a good defensive challenge from Pedro. A corner for Osasuna. By the way, Osasuna this season have not scored from a corner or a free kick. It wasn't Benito, was it? It was Victor Munoz
popping up on the right-hand side as well. Busy player. He's going to be full of confidence after the first goal at this level for him.
This one cleared, quickly recovered. Beretones just looks for that ball to open it up again. That should go out for an Osasuna throw, which the home fans appreciate.
They look very comfortable, Osasuna. Haven't really put a foot wrong apart from a couple of times. A couple of bad clearances out of defence which give possession back to Elche for a couple of minutes after the goal. Apart from that, Osasuna being in complete control.
Absolutely. Budimir. Big appeal for a free kick there, not given. And not just a free kick, also a booking. Well, the referee has finally given it. It was a late old decision, wasn't it, from Adrian Cordero? Just picks up a yellow card. I don't know if that's for complaining or for the challenge itself.
was late. The referee didn't seem to want to know at the beginning.
Dare I say, Mr. Cordero was a little bit sheepish, wasn't he?
We have to explain for you that Cordero, in the Spanish word for lamb.
Not sure that foul was quite as bad as it looked originally, actually. Anyhow, Moy Gomez to take the free kick. Decent delivery. Inviting to be attacked, wasn't it, by Boyomo, but just a wee bit much on it. Out it goes for a goal kick. As I say, Osasuna not scored from a corner or a free kick this season, and for a team like Osasuna with the sort of reputation they have, that's slightly surprising.
No, but they're looking dangerous. Balls into the box. One that the keeper came for before, and Toro put over the bar. Probably the best chance other than the goal.
Again, good pressure.
It's just a good example of why Osasuna are
holding on. Well, it's going to be for Osasuna. The last 10 minutes of the first half. Still just that goal from Victor Munoz separating the two teams. It's been lively. It's been played at a pretty rattling pace, the match, hasn't it? Osasuna trying to keep the ball alive as much as possible. Long the touch there from Moncayola.
I'm surprised at that start. Gives Elche more possession than Osasuna.
But they've not had it really in the areas where it's been important. I think that's the big thing, isn't it? Yeah, there's a glimmer of a chance. Played out to the right, but once again that cross in a wee bit of conviction. Osasuna with the three central defenders also not giving a lot of space.
Again we see clever play from Budimir, but this time penalised by the referee.
Well, certainly hits his hand. I mean, his argument would be obviously that he was being held before it did so.
He tried an outrageous flick over the top.
That's a good block there by Boyomo. And here is Budimir again seeing the ball out and getting a few gestures from Diaby. Eder Sarabia there. It's right on top of the action. So we get a little word with the referee, hasn't he, in this first half, Eder? Sent long. The Chus cuts that one out. Oof. Nearly given away. As it is, that's a little late challenge. Another free kick for Elche. A little bit later, you've seen the replay there. My Gomez on Leo Petro. Álvaro Núñez. Well challenged there by Herando. I'm not quite sure that was what he wanted. He nearly got away with it. Diang next up comes away with the ball in his own half. Needs a few options. Nobody really making themselves available until Febas does so, and it's opened out wide.
That's what you say, not too many options for Elche. People not looking for the ball, just not
keeping the lines very close together, Osasuna, when they haven't got possession.
Just need a bit more movement, Elche, I think.
And then if there's not going to be much more movement, then a bit more muscle, I think there might be there's a good argument, I think, for bringing Rafa Mir on at half time if this doesn't change. That's better, and that wasn't a bad chance there for the visitors. That should just roll out.
Toe poked across the face of goal.
Silva, isn't it? The Silva who did it. Just to hit an extra gear there, the Portuguese striker. 53 caps for his country.
It's a strange looking throw in.
Well, the linesman flags there, then doesn't, then puts his flag up again.
Well, the throw in initially put pressure on Osasuna there. Went very high. And Sarabia not in agreement with that either.
More than anything, he seems to have landed badly, Moy, there. So he's just come back after injury. You can just see there as well, Sergio Herrera having a word with the linesman saying, well, hang on, you put your flag up, then you took it down, what were you doing? It's a stunning strike, isn't it? I mean, the thing is, just look where it actually goes in to the goal.
Knew exactly what he was going to do as soon as he shifted it onto his right foot. But no real pressure from a second defender. First defender went towards Victor Chus, but nobody else. That's what allowed him the space to take the shot. But what a way to introduce yourself to the goal-scoring stakes in La Liga. He's been very impressive, Victor Munoz, up there alongside Ante Budimir in this first half. It does look as if Mike Gomez getting the ball down the flanks and getting crosses early into the box here.
Doesn't
the keeper didn't look too confident about it.
Did he get a little ping to say how much injuries? 3 minutes. Yeah, it's those last couple of stoppages, I think, adding that on to the half, and we've been stopped for about a minute now as well. It goes back to Sergio Herrera's job tonight has basically been reduced to that, sending clearances up the field.
Yeah, we haven't seen anything from El going forward. Maybe it's the organisation that Osasuna have at the back, and those three that you've mentioned, Paul, stepping up and certainly more than capable of looking after Andre da Silva. Alvaro Rodriguez so far in this first half.
They've really had scraps to feed on up front, haven't they, the attacking duo for Elche? I think it's a bit of a combination. I think Osasuna have been very good, they've been dynamic, they've been energetic, the pressure's been fantastic. But they've got an Elche team, I say, with lots of changes that is not firing as it has in its previous 5 matches.
Lucky the bit of rhythm, as you say, some of those players who were playing their first minutes of the season in La Liga.
So we'll see what changes Eder Sarabia does make at half-time. Once again, Herrera sends it upfield. Looking ahead, the weekend they play on Sunday. Elche plays Celta Vigo and then the last game before the international break is Victoria away to Alaves. Victoria Gasteiz away to Alaves. Iñaki Peña. 20 seconds left in the half. Toro leaps. Febas. Good movement from the number 14. There's the one last chance in this for Elche. Well, there shouldn't have been. Boyomo's touch was a wee bit long, he's recovered. And it's one for Budimir to chase. Boyomo's sprinting forward. Budimir goes one way, goes the other way. Goes down, the referee's right on top of that and
came into this saying that Elche could move fourth into the table tonight with another win, but it's been Osasuna who have played all the football and looked very impressive. And at the moment, an Osasuna win would put them level on Elche with 9 points as well. So all to play for in the second half. It'll be interesting. Games do change at half-time, as we know. We see in many occasions, but Elche have to up their game.
As the saying goes, it is a game of two halves. Let's see if the Elche coach Eder Sarabia makes any changes to his starting 11. As we say, he introduced lots of changes before kick-off. Good to hear a bit of rock radicale stands in Pamplona.
Well, we said it's a factor as well, the atmosphere in Osasuna in Pamplona can be quite intimidating as well. They get behind their team, and they are tonight as well.
I would say arguably the most hostile ground, for example, for Real Madrid to go to.
On a big night, when it's full, it looks almost full. There is signs of change on the Elche bench.
Well, that's Afen Gruber coming on for Bambo Diaby. So as you say, David Afen Gruber. I thought big season for him because he doesn't seem to have really won over Hansi Flick at Barcelona. So I think what he needs to do is get away, play as many games as possible, and basically impress. Defender who can play in several positions. Sergio Herrera sends that one long once again. Budimir Spurs to it. Peña plays it out.
Signs are brighter though for Elche in the first couple of minutes. They've got on the ball, of getting some passing movements put together, and signs of improvement on that first half performance at least.
Here's Iñaki Peña. He's another player on loan from Barcelona, but I get the feeling he won't return to Barcelona at the end of the season. Options here. As Petro once again steps forward. Hector Ford goes one way, goes two ways. Hector Ford! And, well, it opened up for him, but he didn't really have the power in the shot. I'm just looking at the position that Fort's playing, and he looks as if he's stepped forward a wee bit rather than playing in defence. I don't know what you think.
It was a shame with the shot, because he'd done so well to get into that position.
But that's a warning for Osasuna. That just shows, you know, with only a one-goal lead, you can take nothing for granted.
No, signs of progress from Elche since the break.
It's Elche team that has the most possession of the ball in its own half in the league so far this season.
That is a patient sign of the patient possession game that they play. Passing in no hurry, get the ball back and around like they're doing here.
Another thing that's another little stat I'm going to throw at you. It says a lot about the style of play. They've not scored a header yet this season, and until certainly the first 4 games of the season, I didn't see the game against Levante. Hang on a second, the sector Fort once again comes forward. And basically collides with a wall of defenders.
He tried to get another shot away there and just... charged down by the defenders.
Referees just playing off that. You say, until the game against Sevilla, they do 2-2. They didn't take one long corner. They hadn't taken one long corner. I don't know if they took one against Levante.
No, we haven't seen a ball into the box at all from Elche. We saw quite a few from Osasuna in the first half. But it's a style of play that they're playing, different styles. Obviously, Osasuna obviously told to get balls early into the box. 4 or 5 times the ball came across dangerously in the Elche goal, but Elche's patient passing football just seemed a bit blunt in the first half and didn't really create anything at all.
What he has done, Eder Sarabi, looking at it, Hector Fort, we've seen him involved, haven't we? They've pushed him into almost left wing position. He's playing almost as a 5th defender, really, in the first half. So it looks like they're playing more 4 at the back. That's probably why they brought Afam Gruber on, to be a bit more mobile. Lucas Toro just got a knock there. Here's Osasuna. Recovering that one quickly. And comes Benito, just couldn't quite control it. Free kick for
Yeah. Positive changes again from Eder Sarabi. Made 2 substitutions before 55 minutes. He knows his side have to change to get anything from this game.
Ooh, that's given away. And it's Victor Munoz trying to find space. Budimir, but Munoz looks as if he's going to go all the way in the end. It's well defended by Victor Just. Great work from Munoz. Also really intelligent forward play from Budimir, trying to draw the attention of the forward.
But he did that in the first half, Victor Munoz. He did it for the goal as well. Kept the defender guessing on which side he was going to go. He obviously favours the right foot because every time he takes a shot it is finally with the right foot. But just the unpredictable nature of his running with the ball causing problems again for Elche.
Corner for Osasuna. And in the end, hacked away. That's going to go all the way back to Herrera. Quite happy to take his time. And then pick the ball up.
That's another 20, 30 seconds off the clock here.
So Alessio Lisi, 2 home wins. And 3 away defeats, all by just a narrow margin of 1 goal. Just catches him down low there. Budimir on Victor Just. Peña will take the resulting free kick. Throw in for the home side. Abel Bretones will take it. Rafa Mir not massively popular in Pamplona.
There's a lot of people Could say that. Intimidating stadium, as we've mentioned before. Kind of place you could make up a phrase. Could do it on a Thursday night in Pamplona.
Well, this is not raining yet. Iker Benito once again puts it back to goalkeeper.
Famously, of course, though, one of the colder parts of Spain, Pamplona and Navarra.
It's chilly there in January and February. Has to come out there, Peña. Same as Victoria Gasteiz. Alaves play that. If you go there on a night match, heck, you know, you know it's winter. Well played once again. Boyoma had a very good match as well. The number 22, the Cameroon international. And that's a lovely little through ball. Benito. Oy, but it wasn't finito, Benito. Sorry.
Boom, boom. They're getting on top again, Osasuna.
I wonder if we just caught a little... Two minds there, Iker Benito. Certainly one your first instinct might have been to shoot, but...
Well, it was great play from Victor Munoz as well, which set up that move. Great movement from him. At the moment, anyhow.
Well, Alvaro continues. And here is a very, very good chance, and that's hit the underside of the bar. I wonder if the VAR might have a little look at that one. Osasuna asking for a free kick.
For the goal line technology, even. And the way it bounced back. Be interesting to see how far it was from not crossing that line.
Referee's up clear. Let's have a little look here. What's Rafa? And no, it doesn't. The eye can be deceived. It's it first time. That looked destined for the back of the net, didn't it? I tell you, it hits the underside of the bar as well. I think it's a wee bit unfortunate that bounces out. That is a massive let-off for Osasuna. A little warning that you just need to keep that intensity going. And at the other end, Munoz looks to put the ball through. Looks as if it was maybe blocked by a hand. So nobody really appealing for it. No. Lucas Toro. Again to Munoz, who gets wiped out from behind. The referee's trying to give an advantage. See, there's that much at the moment.
It's not just his goal tonight, Victor Munoz, it's his general all-round play, which has been excellent every time he gets on the ball.
See when this move finishes, if he reaches into his pocket. Boyomo. And Osasuna just take the ball back. He is Catena. I've not really mentioned Catena there. But he's been there in the right place all the time. Benito brings it down. Munoz hooks it across. And Lucas Toro does the midfield enforcing. Once again, Toro. Holds off Rafa Mir.
Very good at winning back possession, Osasuna. I don't know if it's just a question of determination and fight, or if they're just in better positions for the ball, for the second ball when it comes down, and Elche are at times.
Once again, Boyomo looking to put that one out wide to Benito. It goes back to Iñaki Peña. Not a particularly nice ball for a goalkeeper to receive there. Bouncing up. Oof. And under pressure, Elche get the ball out.
Osasuna pressing forward so much, though, to keep it Elche in their own half. 9 players pressing on the ball whenever Elche have it in their half.
Once again, Munoz. Touch just goes a wee bit long this time into the arms of Iñaki Peña. Well, it's swung again Osasuna's way after Rafa Mir hits the bar. Or hit the bar. Elche get the ball back.
Yeah, they have a little spell here. They've got everyone in the Osasuna half of the pitch now. Still evenly balanced the game.
I think it's that effort against the crossbar showed that, you know, one goal, you've still got plenty of work to do. What they are doing, Osasuna, though, is they're not really allowing Iñaki Peña to send it short, are they? Which is one of the things that Elche do like to do, is Diang.
Well, they're playing very advanced in the Elche half when Elche have the ball. itself is a difficult way to play.
Behind the ball, Osasuna. Here's Hector Fort again, and that's got a bit more venom in it there to test Sergio Herrera.
It did. We saw him in two better positions earlier in this half on his right foot. He just couldn't get his shot away on one occasion, and when he did, it was very weak, but that was better.
The pitch is still reasonably dry. It's not rained very much in Spain. On a wet pitch, that might have been nasty. It's that man Munoz. Good challenge from Pedro. The ball is also for the visitors. Double substitution for Elche's Germán. He's replacing Liang. Pedrosa on for Hector Fort. Another player on loan from Sevilla. Nominally a left back, but I get the feeling he's going to play in a more one of our candidates for man of the match, isn't he?
Well, with the only goal of the evening so far, and a cracker of a goal it was, he has to be.
Oof. Somehow saved by Herrera. It's a disadvantage of making defensive changes before a corner. Right down the other end, though, it is Moncayola.
You were talking about Elche not scoring from a corner yet this season. They nearly did that.
Not taking a long corner is what I think. Certainly until the Sevilla game, until the end of the Sevilla game, they hadn't taken one. He's just having a little. Hang on a moment. Let's have a look here. And is it over the line? It's not over the line. It's nowhere near over.
It's a good
It's
save.
Alvaro gets in there at the far post. Is there a little bit of shirt pull there on Rafa Mir?
An important save from Herrera in the Osasuna goal.
He's made a couple now, and Elche have hit the bar. Odemir looks to turn. Geraldo Becker, by the way, second from Real Sociedad. Had a good start in San Sebastian, didn't he? And then it sort of faded off a little bit. Born in the Netherlands, but international in Suriname.
Well, we know Elche are patient in their build-up. Been patient here, they've been behind for quite a while now. Still signs that they could get something from this game. We've outplayed particularly well, you have to say.
Well, that's got to be a good sign, hasn't it? If you're in the if you're in with a chance of getting something from a match when you haven't played well. It's normally quite positive. Rando scrambles that ball out. We're just over 15 minutes left of normal time here in El Sadar. Still that one goal from Victor Munoz separating the two teams, but Elche certainly showing that they could still get something, as you say, from this match, Demo.
They've certainly created a lot more than they did in the first half, which was, well, virtually the sum of nothing in the first half, but they've 4 or 5 times come close or looked like the goal is in the offing.
It's a bit clever from Toro. Here comes Moncayola again. He's got Cruz on the outside, so normally left-footed, as you can see, as he tried to curl that one in. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure that wasn't looking for the far post.
It's certainly meant to be a cross, but because, as you say, he's so left-footed, he nearly put that in the back of the net.
Just wondering, Osasuna, obviously, against Villarreal, they played for about an hour with just 10 men. They put in a big effort in the first half here. Just wonder if they're starting to feel it, some of the players such as Toro, Moncayola, Boyomo, Catania, and obviously Ante Budimir. Just starting to notice it in their legs a little bit.
Well, defensively, they've been very good. They've hunted in packs, they've chased.
Oh, good turn.
In numbers. But Elche are still in it, and
looking to use the full width of the pitch as well, Sarabia's team. Just trying to pull a few spaces in between that Osasuna defence and midfield. Been really compact out of possession, the home team.
And again, you see the patient build-up, plenty of touches, possession football, in no hurry, Elche. Very distinctive style.
Here is Febas. Oh, I think it's going to be a bit difficult on the nerves here for the home fans in El Sadar these next few minutes. They'll take that though, free kick. It's Toro.
Just caught him on the foot. No real malice from Rafa Mir. So, as we said earlier, it hasn't been a dirty game at all, or an aggressive game, or any real challenges of note.
Maybe Osasuna because they've been aggressive, but it's not been nasty. I think there's a distinction there, isn't there? I mean, they've got, they could still bring on, if they want fresh legs, they've got Iker Munoz who can come on. Maybe Raul Garcia to give some fresh legs up front for Budimir. Doing reasonably well, Raul, former Betis youngster.
Ante Budimir hasn't kept the pace up that he showed in the first half. Hasn't had as much to do, much to play with, passes to get on the end off in this second half for Osasuna, but he was very impressive in the first half.
Here he is again, defending deep. Just Well, Moncayola picks out Juan Cruz once again in unfamiliar territory at right back. From Moy Gomez. Cadena. Back to Moncayola. He's put in a shift as well, Moncayola, hasn't he? That's a great cross. Just got a touch on it, Victor Just. Geraldo sees it out for a throw-in.
It was Budimir who was in a good position. If he didn't quite get something on that, Victor Just. It was a great ball in from Moncayola.
The attendance just shy of 20,000 in El Sadate. 7:30 kickoff local time.
Thursday night as well, not the most usual night for midweek football in La Liga.
Not unless you're playing in the Europa League or the Conference League. And there is Raul Garcia coming on for Budimir. This coaching job's easy, I think.
Yeah, there's a change we saw coming. I think Budimir has tired. He's put in a shift. He's been very good, though.
Standing ovation for the Croatian, and well deserved. Not scored today, but certainly played his part. And big round of applause for Raul Garcia as well. He scored here in the 2-0 win against Rayo. Still got 2 changes and one window left, Osasuna. Here's Pedrosa. Kills a decent ball into the far post. It's kept in, but Geraldo Becker's looking to get onto it, and he's got onto it. Feeds Raul Garcia, he gets his first touch. If he looks up, he's got Geraldo in support. Ooh, you're going to say quick feet for a big man. Puts it into the side netting, though.
He only had one thing in mind. I don't think he was ever going to look for Geraldo, who made